1972 was a jam-packed musical year in Germany with dozens of new purveyors springing up in the realms of psych rock, hard rock, symphonic rock, folk rock, space rock. And one such entity was Subject Esq, and from their singular self-titled album, the track Alone. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very, very angular opening. So basically 10. Basically like organ and guitar kind of doubling up on that motif. Big change from the intro. Okay, hear the. I love the tone of that organ. Like, listen closely. It's got kind of like a Leslie quality to it. She wakes up, the evening comes, the sun is going down. Darkness closing in, the skies illuminated by 1,000 stars bright. Okay, you were hearing the classical guitar talents of Paul Vincent, who's credited with both electric guitar and Spanish classical guitar on the album. And she never saw anything like it Okay, it's basically, it's actually like bass and the organ that are doubling up on one another, playing that, holding that theme together, while the guitarist is actually doing accents like down, now, like that. Okay, jazz harp solo by Alex Pittwohn, who's also credited on the album with 12-string guitar and vocals. Yes, soloing over that organ riff. That's kind of like a variation of the main theme. I had forgotten about this part. This is quite unique. I haven't. How many jazz harp solos have I done in like 600 video? Come across in like 600 of these videos. I love that organ tone. No, 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 no. Okay, we just heard a little bit of flute fluttering there by Michael Hofmann, yeah. Okay, now it's the difference between this theme and the main theme is that this is going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, like. Okay, and we heard a bit of like alto sax there also from Michael Hofmann. Such a great idea for a rock song. Just have like the midsection like go through like four iterations, each highlighting a different soloist. And then I mean, how many sections have we gone? We had the main theme that kept on like coming bookending the very different acoustic kind of folksy verses, and now we have this more kind of, well, almost vaguely jazz blues type middle. That was quite some fluttering right there. That organ kind of, I don't know, has a bit of a John Lord tone to it, or kind of like Quatermass, I'm thinking. But then again, there were quite a few German bands that had it too around the time, like Murphy Blend. Yeah, kind of like a trebly sound. Also, appreciate the kind of jerkiness of that rhythmic component. It's really kind of like playing against the figure.
Following morning, the sun rises like a fireball. Sun rays warm up the wings of my little bee. Now she wants to tell everybody how to feel free, but nobody's listening and she's so
I like that phased drumming. That. That counterpoint, yeah, the guitar and the organ just playing against each other. Yeah, one of those spiraling ascents. Yeah, where it gets faster and faster, kind of like on one of the Quatermass tracks. I think has that, like Gemini. Yeah, that was Alone by Subject Esq from their 1972 self-titled album. Let's hear another track from the album, 513. Okay, very different here, much more melodic. That pretty flute, introduced the guys already. Let's see, based on the album played by Stefan Wissnet. Okay, now we go into a much more jerky section once again, very different from the last section, emphasizing sax this time, and didn't quite get the count of that, but it sounded kind of odd. Syncopated, yeah. Okay, I think this is in 7, syncopated.
that cymbal is just kind of like going on persistently, but then you've also got this kind of propulsive kind of rhythm going on, this back and forth sort of this syncopated like dun 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 dun. Okay, now piano, a little bit of bass and flute. Yeah, really drop out. Different arrangement altogether. Like an open D, like D's with an open E string, I think. That's some good fluttering right there. Can't remember if I guess there's no lyrics on this one, but I like how they've taken they've gone through like what 4 sections so far already in like 2 minutes, and just try of all the instruments they have in their arsenal, they're just taking turns. Oh, this 3, oh, then this 3, then this combination of 3, then you know. Keyboards on this album credited to Peter Stadler, who I guess only plays on this album, didn't follow the others into Sahara. Then we got kind of a jazzy groove going on, kind of like a soul jazz with that organ. And the piano hasn't really changed that much from when it was like in the spotlight, but you just kind of like layer these other elements on, and it completely changes the feel of it all. A great way for the sax to cut in and accent those keys right there. Love that dun 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 dun. Let's see, they're emphasizing like 2s or something. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 like. E to E minor to D minor is A flat. That was Subject Esq with 513, and before that Alone, 2 tracks from their 1972 self-titled album It would be their only one as Subject Esq. They would change their name to Sahara and release two more albums between like 1973 and 1975. Yes, one of many great bands to emerge from Germany, 1970 being an all right year. 1971, a few more bands coming along, and then 1972 was like boom, more bands than one can count. I mean, yeah, and like if I look down at the directory, the blurb I wrote, yeah, like Germany hit a gold run thanks to Brainstorm, Birth Control, Creative Rock, Embryo, M-Tidy, Frame, Franz K, Gomorrah, Kron, Kravitz, Missing Link, Passport, Pell Mell, Penguin, 69, Subject Esq, Thirsty Moon, Triumvirate, Zarathustra, and 2066, and then of course the prior year we had albums from a few bands that were also active in 72, like Abacus, Ilif, and let's see, Wallenstein, and in 70 we had releases. We had a lot of debuts that year from I can't find it, but anyway, yeah. So basically, I think given that most of the West German acts anyway sang in English, I think that some of this music could have been, commercially viable in the UK and the US, and particularly, well, among boomers anyway. But Guru, Frumpy, Lucifer's Friend, Out of Focus, the trouble, except. Then the Munich massacre happened in September of that year, and I think that it reignited antipathy towards Germany and its culture among the Western Allied nations. Germanophobia or whatever was common among members of the GI generation who were still, alive and active in the early 1970s, were still quite vocal, were culturally dominant in many ways, were in control of government basically at the time. And I guess the generation gap among in the Anglosphere regarding Germany and its culture and its people could be summarized by the Spark song that came out that year, "Girl from Germany." Well, take a girl from Germany home to meet your parents, and they have all these horrific images of the two wars and all that. And, I think that the Munich massacre may have reignited some of that, even though it wasn't perpetrated by Germans. Nonetheless, the fact that it happened in Germany, I think, That's just speculation, though. It's unfortunate that happened. Period, but that happened. And that when you Google Germany 1972, news stories related to that incident are the first thing that pop up and the first images that pop up. Your first images aren't going to be the great wealth of like rock related music that sprung up from the nation that year. Yeah. Anyway, but on this channel we honor the music of the time period, and a great year it was for music from Germany, from this band and many others. And I've already covered, I think this is about my 30th German video so far, and I plan to do many more in the years ahead, yes. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the Subject Esq album, which I guess original copies on Epic are currently going for a median price of $141 according to Discogs. Last original vinyl copy sold on the 29th of December of last year, and but it's been reissued numerous times, thankfully, and is circulating and available. See the directory of albums by German artists linked in the description below for over 1,100 albums from the 70s and early 80s from Germany. Yes. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and share the video on other platforms on social media and on the music discussion forums on the internet. Yes. like and subscribe. And leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks we just heard, the layers, the interplay, the counterpoint, the intensity, who had the best solo, the structure, the rhythmic elements, the time signatures, and until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear travel trimaximalist, signing off.